So then, the way that I came to conceptualize a creator is the idea that if I embrace my limitations and recognize my lack of knowledge of all things, so in other words, embrace my ignorance, then I can stop intellectualizing the creator out of existence. You see, every kind of bit of logic that I would use would be an easy explanation for why there is no creator or higher power. But then I started to realize that my limitations are so great, so enormous, that I should not even be trying to second guess other people, much less the creator of the universe, assuming that there is such a thing. I can't create a blade of grass, and yet if this thing exists, then it created all that is, and maybe I should just try to embrace this from the standpoint of knowing that me understanding the mind of God, or what God is up to, or reasons for God doing whatever it is that God does, is like trying to teach a gnat how to ride a motorcycle. It's just not going to happen. So maybe I should just stop trying, which is what I did. And then I did the exercises that I was taught to do through much reading and other practices of meditation, and looking for the guidance in a way that was, as much as possible, getting out of my own ideas about how it should go. And so one of the very first thing that happened was that I started to have these ideas pop into my head. This is about 20 years ago now, and the idea was be a drug and alcohol counselor. I was still drinking and smoking cigarettes at the time. I had stopped doing all of the other major drugs that I had been doing back then up until that time, which is pretty much all of them. I was pretty much a what do you got? Let's do it till it's gone. Go get some more if we can. Kind of a drug user. And so, but the weird thing about that guidance was that I was probably 30 miles away from the closest college. I was 38. I hadn't been to school for so long that, it was a pretty ridiculous idea, frankly. I had no money. I didn't have a job. I didn't even have the gas money to get to and from San Antonio. And as I said before, living off of the charity of my sister and my mother. And so while this seemed to my ego like an impossible task, I would go back into meditation, and over time the thoughts started to pop into my mind. I am the creator of the universe. I can get your dumbass to school. So that started to make sense to me. If there is a creator and it cares that I am a drug and alcohol counselor somehow, and keep in mind, I know how far-fetched this sounds. It still to this day, having lived through all of these minor miracles, and it was, quite truly a minor miracle to have the faith of being able to see how I could, in some kind of a way, find my way to school to be a drug and alcohol counselor. Was pretty remote from the standpoint of how I was living and what was going on at the time. However, the story is pretty good story. It's details are coming up.